Next play is in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10, and we are in 11 personnel formation where there's one running back and one tight end. This formation is trips nub. You got a down tight end on one side and 3 receivers to the other side. And out of this formation, we're running GT counter left. GT stands for guard tackle. We're pulling both of those linemen to the left to block. The guard will block the end, and the tackle will wrap pull to the play side linebacker. There's 2 ways that this end could potentially be blocked. If he stays upfield and does not squeeze inside closer to the ball, the right guard is going to pull and kick him to try to seal him outside. If on the snap of the ball, the end squeezes inside, the right guard is going to pull and log him and seal him inside. All right, so either kicking him outside or sealing him inside. All right, the right tackle has to basically read that block. So if it's a kick by the right guard, he's going to go inside the kick block and work to the play side linebacker. If it's a log block where he's sealing him inside, the right tackle is going to wrap, pull around him, all right, and get to the play side linebacker, all right. Now on this GT counter play, we run an option with it, all right, where it's basically a quarterback GT left and a running back sweep right, all right, and there's a read. Remember, we're pulling the right guard and the right tackle, so we're reading the backside end. If the end squeezes on this side, is a give to the running back and we run a sweep right. If he stays and plays outside, then we're running GT counter with the quarterback left. All right, and I'll tell you what the play side linemen do, including the tight end, on the end zone view. So let's look at it. Let's read the end. Let's take a look at the end right here, the one that we read. He squeezes inside, so it's a give. So Brooks make the right read. All right. Since it's a sweep, this is the blocking for the sweep by the receivers because their responsibility is big. All right. The number 3 receiver has to take care of the number 1 alley defender right here, which is a plussed out inside linebacker. The number 2 receiver has to take care of whoever shows up first between the alley defender and the safety. We call it MDM blocking. All right. But you got to understand from the number 2 receiver, who's at the lowest level. All right. So he's your first threat unless something drastic changes. And we actually want him to pick up this alley defender and leave the running back one-on-one with the high safety. And then the corner is being blocked by the number 1 receiver. All right. Yeah. End squeezes. Now it's up to the running back to race to the edge. Nichols does a good job here at staying flat again, like I talked about in the Evangel game. When we run in sweeps out of shotgun, flat back, meaning that the running back is on the side of the quarterback. He want to get this ball and run flat down a horizontal line. All right, not going into the line of scrimmage because again, we are racing to the outside. What you want to happen is the number 3 receiver seals the weak side linebacker inside. We got leverage where we can seal the alley defender inside, and the number 1 receiver just got to stalk block the corner and give us time to where we can cut up the field, and that's what happens. All right. Caleb, number 25, our number 3 receiver, could have done a better job, but he does just enough to where we can get to the edge. Jaden Gibson, the number 2 receiver, number 89, does a good job at blocking, and again, allows us to get to the edge. He seals them inside. And then you see, I think this Kari Hughes up there, number 5, working as well, doing a good job stalk blocking. And then the safety that we wanted to be one-on-one with, we actually got that opportunity as a running back where he did a good job at making him miss. All right. Also did a good job turning upfield and getting that yards after contact. Let's look at it from the end zone view. Now, we didn't talk about what the left side of the lineman do on this GT counter. On this play, we actually use our tight end to influence the end to stay wide to where we can kick him. This is called an arc block, where he goes outside of the end and he's working up to this defender right here. All right, and he's trying to influence the defensive end to stay wide and not squeeze hard, to where we can kick him with our tackle or with our right guard. And again, we're pulling the right tackle for this defender. So let's look at that, and then we'll go back and look at where the ball actually went. All right, the left tackle and the left guard, they're basically double teaming the 3 technique, the defensive tackle, and they're supposed to be double teaming him, and it's supposed to be a combo to the backside linebacker. But the backside linebacker is plussed out so much to the number 3 receiver that he basically takes himself out of the play if the read is to keep it and run a QGT counter left. So they basically can double team this defensive tackle. And if he does, quarterback does keep it because of the read it tells him to, he basically takes himself out the play and will be able to react off that combo block to seal him away from the run left. All right, and they do a good job there. A five-star left tackle, Lance Hurd, blows up the 3 technique, and Ronald Wilhite does a good job at getting him a little pancake action right there. No syrup, no scissor. All right, but you can see right here what Caleb could have done a better job at picking him up. But the good thing about it is that he don't allow him to win over the top. All right, he tries to come underneath, and the speed of Jalen Nichols helps out there, and he does just enough to get us to the edge. All right. Does a good job at making that safety float to the sideline and then cutting back underneath him, picking up the first down at the 40-yard line, and then getting more. It's a good play.
Tigers open up 3 wides to the far side. Gonna hand this ball off to Nichols. He's got room on the right side. He makes a cut to 25. He's across the 40 out to the 47-yard line. Nice run, 17-yard gain on first down for the sophomore Jalen Nichols.
The next play I have for you is out of 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. And as you can see, the tight end is in a sniffer position. We're running power right. On power, the sniffer kicks the defender outside the right tackle, and the left guard pulls for the play side linebacker. And I'll tell you what the other linemen do on the end zone view. We also tag hitches as RPOs to the run play, to where if the defender here is heavy on run support and the safety stays high, he can throw the hitch reading this defender right here. All right, the 5-yard stop. If he likes that, he can take it. We also have the single receiver to the top, Jaden Gibson, running a 5-yard stop too, to where if the corner is playing further off, the quarterback can look and take the 5-yard stop there too. And Jaden does a really good job of converting that 5-yard stop to a stalk block. I'll show you once we get the film rolling. Power right. Nichols bounces to the alley. And you can see what I'm talking about here. Look at the top receiver. He runs a hitch and converts it to a stalk block. Now, here's the beautiful thing about Jaden Gibson. He is a receiver who doesn't mind blocking, which shows that he is a selfless player. All right. What can you do for your team when the ball is not in your hand? Can you block? Can you run decoy routes? All right. Are you not getting penalties? All those things take your game to the next level. And one thing about that young man, that receiver, he does not mind blocking. Now, the only thing I say right here, great block right there, follow him, get your pancake. All right. But Nichols does a good job. We pick up the first down. Okay. End zone here. All right. This is actually a different defensive lineman here. Okay. Because usually the 4-eye in this alignment usually is inside more, like playing a 3 or a 2 or 2-eye. Okay. But he's in a 4-eye. All right, and the reason why it's difficult, more difficult on this play is because the right tackle and the right guard on power is supposed to take the defensive tackle to the play side and combo block him to the backside linebacker. All right, the center is supposed to cap block, meaning that he takes this defensive tackle and makes sure he doesn't shoot hard here or be able to make a play over the top. All right, now our left guard actually is supposed to pull to the play side linebacker, and he doesn't. It happens, just a mental breakdown, but it is what it is. And the left tackle is supposed to hinge, meaning that, again, this right guard is supposed to be pulling. A hinge block basically does this. He's stepping hard to replace the left guard pulling and make sure that the defensive end can't win over the top or a linebacker blitz, anything like that. He's protecting backside, but also closing down that gap where nobody can shoot inside that gap, that we created because of the pull. All right. So we don't get the pull. All right. It does make it a little bit more difficult to combo because he's in a 4-eye. All right. Now here, the sniffer is just like on counter. If he squeezes, instead of kicking him, he logs him, which he does here. All right, and allows the running back to get to the outside. Now let's talk about what the running back did good here. His power right. A lot of young running backs, I told you, they like to bounce the ball quick to the outside. But here, Nichols pushes a gap and see what it does to the linebacker. Remember, we were supposed to have a left guard pulling for that linebacker. We didn't get that. But because Jalen Nichols pushes a gap here, he pushes here before running outside, it influences that linebacker to trigger downhill. All right. And since the defensive end squeezes and we get the sniffer to log him, now he can bounce to the outside and get to the alley where nobody is. He does a good job at using his offhand to make it hard on that defender. And we run drills all the time about allowing that offhand to be a tool to prevent people from tackling you. You got to make it hard. And I don't want any arm tackles bringing down the running backs that I coach. All right, you should be able to run through that, and he did. He did a good job right there. Get vertical, gets the first down, and we get the chain. We keep the chains moving. So it was a good job by the running back there. All right, look at it one more time. Decisive. I mean, it's no panic in the way he moves, he runs. It's all fluid. It's a good job. Even when things don't go as planned, somebody may mess up on the block. They may give us a crazy defensive front. Okay? There's no panic. There's no panic in the right tackle. Understanding that he may not have the help that he usually would on the power play. He just take care of him. All right? He does as good as he can to seal him inside. All right? We get to the alley and we pick up the first down. It's a good job.
Having some power issues there on our field camera. Handoff right there to Jalen Nichols. He's got some running room, and he's going to have the Sonic on 18th Street first down. He gets it out across the 35 to the 36-yard line.